let's get reaction now also from the ANC. The party's national spokesperson, Mahlengi Bhengu, joins us now. Mahlengi, thank you so much for joining us. So your reaction firstly as the ANC on the passing of the former Labour minister before you even bury another one who was also a former minister.
Thank you, Alicia. It is really with heavy hearts to learn of the passing of one of our own. As you've correctly indicated, has been a Labour minister, the founding president of the South African Democratic Teachers Union, SADTU, and all the organizations that came before SADTU, an educationist of note, former ambassador, South African ambassador to Canada, and also High Commissioner to Burundi. Mm-hmm. All of these things, the responsibilities that will be bestowed on him are a testament of the caliber of this great son of South Africa, as well as our esteemed veteran in the ANC.
Absolutely.
So we are really saddened, and our hearts go out to the family.
Absolutely, Mahlengi. I mean, we know that he contributed as well to the drafting of the Bill of Rights and was elected as a member of Parliament back in 1994, including, of course, as we spoke about it now, as the Minister of Labour, making very critical changes in terms of how our labour laws currently are now, 30 years on to democracy, as well as an educator, making a significant difference in of course, the line of teaching. Talk to us about those achievements as well.
No, absolutely. And I think, Alicia, it's important to also just trace it way back at a time when there was a struggle to achieve the current dispensation that we have, which is constitutional democracy. Comrade Shepherd would have been one of those that founded and were very active in organizations such as the National Education Crisis Committee, which later was transformed into the National Education Coordinating Committee. Those of us who were active in the student struggles will remember his work in solidarity with students when we were fighting against financial exclusions, which is the modern day field must fall. There are so many things that can be said about how committed he was to decolonial thought in education and to ensure that education is accessible to all, and not that people shouldn't be excluded from accessing higher education on the basis of whether they have income or not. Mm-hmm. As Minister of Labour, he really acquitted himself excellently. And we will always remember all of those contributions. A very personable person, kind. By the time he had retired in his home and was still in touch with structures of the movement. We are truly saddened, and I mean, words are failed at this point, given the fact that we are reeling from the passing on of Tito Mboweni, who is being buried tomorrow. And we still salute Comrade Shepherd Mdladlana, Membathisi. We salute him, we salute his contribution to the making of our democracy, and he's been part of that architecture that was established by people such as himself and those that came before them.
Mm-hmm. Mangolosi, let's talk about your plans as the ANC, as the organization of which he belonged to, about plans to commemorate as well as remember him. I understand you're still in mourning, of course, over Tito Mboweni's passing and his subsequent funeral, which takes place tomorrow. So what can you tell us at this stage?
Well, at this point, we just focused on making sure that Comrade Tito Mboweni is laid to rest with the dignity and the decorum that his passing requires, and also working alongside government. The ANC will work alongside government since it is an official funeral. With respect to the memorial service, we also are going to be holding a memorial service for Comrade Tito in Johannesburg next week, Thursday. We've not been able to hold a memorial service owing to the family needing to travel to Limpopo, and considering all of that, the ANC decided that we will hold the memorial service after the burial. In respect of Comrade Membathisi Mdladlana, we would obviously are going to get in touch with the family, in fact are in touch with the family, and will then, on the basis of the guidance and advice from the family, move things forward, and we will make announcements in an appropriate time.
All right, Bhengu, thank you so much for your contribution this afternoon. That is, of course, ANC National Spokesperson there, Mahlengi Bhengu, on the passing as well of Membathisi Mdladlana, a former, of course, Labour Minister within the ANC, as well as a member of the African National Congress.